What's your focus this week?
Keep getting better. I mean, it's really just about getting better every week. Got to build off last week and the things that we've done, and as we've improved. Anytime you go on the road, you know that you got to have attention to detail. You got to have focus. We got to understand that we've got to be able to go in and play physical and be able to put the fire out if it happens, and play for 60 minutes. So that's been our focus, to be consistent and do the things that we got to do to win.
Would you say a big step in the right direction last week, or a little small step? Or
I think we're fine. I think we did what we had to do. Thought guys played with energy. It was good to get some young guys in the game. I think that's the best part of playing. In a situation like that is, a lot of guys work hard through spring and in the summer, and allows you to play a lot of guys, particularly in the fourth quarter. So I think that part of it's good.
When you get a game like that, you do play a lot of guys in the fourth quarter. Do you tend to see a guy maybe the next week in practice step it up even more because you got that action?
Well, they know that they can be called up any time. I think that's why it's good to play games like that early, because everybody works hard. It also allows you to evaluate players, because you really don't ever know until they actually step on the field with the lights and things like that. We don't have preseason games, so it allows us to play a lot of guys, see where they are, to make evaluations and get guys reps as you move through the conference schedule. So I think it's a good thing. I think our guys enjoyed it. I know it was good to see some of the young guys, get in there and play. And I do think it helps practice.
Anybody stand out last week?
I thought D. Smith did a good job. When he got in there, he had a nice tackle. Was certainly glad to see that. Hearns played a little bit more, not necessarily in the fourth quarter, but played a little bit more overall, and was solid in his performance. Drew Bailey did a nice job. So I think we just got to continue to work all the guys, but I was pleased with what we did.
In the last hour, you guys were probably on the field, didn't you? No, I don't know if you know that they dismissed Thornton, running back, from their team. Does that affect anything?
No, they've got good players, and we're going to play with whoever they line up against us, and we'll just play. They've done a good job to this date, and they've got a lot of good players, so they'll be fine.
What have you seen from when you played him last year till now? What Jacoby Brissett has improved and has eliminated those mistakes he was making? What's he gotten better at? What you've seen on film?
Well, he obviously knows. He knows where to throw the ball based upon the look. He's not turning the ball over. He's getting it to the right guy. He's obviously completing the ball at a high percentage. Hadn't done an interception this year. Getting them in the right plays at the line of scrimmage, and managing the team. And then he makes plays. He's a guy that's hard to tackle. So even when you do get a rush and things like that, he's a guy that can make a guy miss, and it can extend the play to create advantage for them moving down the field. So he's obviously the leader of the team, and he's done a good job.
When guys make good decisions like that, how do you force them into bad decisions?
You just got to understand that they're good players, they're competitive, and we've just got to play our techniques, our brand of ball, and just see if we can find ways to disrupt the offense, whether it's the run game, the pass game. We just got to find ways to try to disrupt the guy.
Any extra feather in the cap that you could be his first interception this year?
No, we're just playing. We obviously want to get picks because it's turnovers, it creates field position. So we're just going to play and try to do the things that are going to allow us to win. And I think that obviously, trying to find ways to not let him play as good as he's played to date is going to be key. And we understand he's a really good player, and it's going to be a challenge. So we'll have to continue to work hard between now and Saturday.
All the picks the last 2 years, does that become contagious and guys feed off of one another when they get one, you think?
Yeah, I think that they understand that. Well, first of all, I think they do a good job of understanding the system. They understanding the calls and the looks that you want to give, and then the reads based upon the route distribution, and then it's going to make a play on the ball, and that's what we've done a really good job of, is making plays on the ball. And I think it's important that we continue to do that, because when we create turnovers, it obviously increases our chances of winning, and it creates field position for the offense. So I think it's critical to continue to do that. It is something that I think it makes people, when you talk to them about, well, if you play it this way, here's where the ball's going. And I think that when they see it, on tape on Sunday, they know that it can happen again next Saturday. So it does help practice.
Why is their rushing attack so effective?
They got good players. They're physical up front. They got downhill runners that are hard to tackle, They're multiple in their formations. And they got good players. I mean, they do a good job up front. They're physical. They're downhill. They work well together as an offensive line. Their runners are downhill runners. They try to extend the pile. They try to make a 3-yard gain, a 5 to 7 yard gain. And they got guys that when they get on the edge can get double-digit runs, and that's critical. So I think it's a combination of a little bit of everything: personnel, scheme, the players, and I think it probably feeds off itself, meaning that they've had success with it and they're building on it.
Remnants of a hurricane coming through, does that affect your defense? What do you do?
Really, everybody's got to play in it. So if you got one, you got one. You just got to play.
Does it give a defense advantage though at all?
No, I mean I think that's you can argue that both ways. I don't think that you can argue it gives us advantage. You can argue it gives them advantage. At the end of the day, everybody's got to play in it. So we got to play, and we got to find ways to get stops, get our offense the ball, and get off the field and get a win.
You mentioned
work on a soggy field. Is there anything else that you guys do to prep for that kind of weather?
Not really. You do got to check your cleats from the size, the studs in them and things like that. But other than that, you're just going to play.
You mentioned the young guys. Jair's made a couple of big plays and pick. Just talk about his progression, and it seems to be he's getting more and more snaps.
Yeah, Jair's a guy that's kind of played in every game early. He's played in every game. He's obviously a guy we look at as a major contributor. You can argue as a start, because he's playing as much as everybody. I think he's a guy that gets better every week. He gets better in practice. He's a little bit of a sponge in the sense that the more he sees, the more he absorbs, which allows him to continue to make plays. He's obviously shown up on special teams with his ability there. That shows his skill set. And from a defensive standpoint, you have those ball skills, you have that athletic ability, and he does have toughness. He's a guy that will come make a tackle, which is critical for a corner, particularly a boundary corner. So I think that he's going to continue to do nothing to get better and be a productive player for us.
What have you seen from Devontae Fields so far, and what would you like to see from him?
Yeah, well, I think number one is he's a guy that it really has worked hard to understand our defense and be a part of our team, and he's done a really good job of that. I thought he was a little more explosive last week. I thought he had a little better feel. He was a little more sudden in the sense that he was playing fast. So I think the biggest thing for him is to continue to work to play fast and find ways to affect the game, whether it's with tackle for losses on early downs or getting after the quarterback on passing downs and things like that. And I think that'll all come. I think that in some of the early games the ball was getting out kind of quick and there wasn't as many pass attempts. So I think as we move forward through the season, those opportunities are going to be there, and I think he'll take advantage of them. Okay. You got one more?
I had one. I was going to say, what have you thought about? I appreciate it. What has impressed you about D. Smith so far, and why did you want to get him in?
Well, I think he's a really good athlete that can tackle. He's a guy that, when you look at safeties, you want guys that are athletic and can tackle in space, and he can do those things. It's a little bit tougher to play as a young guy as a safety, so you want to get that experience. So I think the more experience we can get, I think the better he's going to get, and I think he's got a really bright future.
Going up against a team that rushed for 330 yards last Saturday.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah. So they're a good running team. You just gotta know our keys, play sound football.
When there's different backs, what do you try to key on what the one guy that's in there, or you just worry about your assignment and stopping the play?
I mean, we worry about our assignments, but by the formations that they run, we know where they're running to and where they're running from. So
they've got a couple of good guys, don't they?
Yes, sir. They do. Good quarterback.
Are they better running than what you've seen this year, you think?
Yeah, from the previous year we played, and they run a lot better this year. So I mean, you can tell by the yardage that they play.
Quarterback with that kind of size, what does that do for a pass rusher? You have to tackle him differently, attack him differently.
You just got to wrap him up, make sure you get down. That's all.
If it does rain like they say, does that give the defensive an edge?
Yeah, I think so, because we're gonna run the ball. They can't really throw the ball like that. It's gonna be real slippery. So we pass rush, they easy come out. I think he pumped the ball like twice. So.
Is there any challenges when it's a bad weather game for defense?
No, not really. We like playing in the bad weather. It makes it easier for us.
Keith, from being a South Florida guy, I'm sure you played in some storms.
Yeah,
before.
I did. And you remember the Southern Miss game a couple years back? That was pretty bad too. So, I mean, we're ready for it.
What do you think it would mean for you guys, and just what people think about you if you go down there and win this game?
That's a must for us. I mean, just for us, for our team and our confidence, and just for us to get back on track. That's something big for us.
Is that, I mean, have you been anxious to get back out there and have this chance? And I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
gain some
we want to show the
respect?
world what we got, that we're a pretty good team, and we let a couple games slip away, but we got to get back on track.
Do you feel like you made improvement last week? I mean, I know that it was a different level of competition, but I feel like the defense did make improvement.
Yeah, I mean, we got more turnovers. We was playing super fast. We got sacks. Yeah, we played good. No matter the competition, we played good.
Does it help when you obviously playing with the league, doesn't it? Isn't that a big advantage for you guys?
Yes, it is.
How is this team still getting interceptions despite not playing with the lead?
I mean, we know what we got to do. We know what we're supposed to be when the ball is in the air. I mean, pass rush is getting a lot better, so that's helping.
Does it feed on itself? Like one guy gets a pick, other guys want to get
It's like
a pick?
energy. It flows through the team, so everybody's competing with each other.
Everybody
Trying
wants
to win.
one, don't they?
Yes, sir.
Keith, one of the things, you like playing the slop? I mean, is that fun to
The
play?
slot?
The slop. Sorry.
Oh yeah, it's all right. I mean, I don't really like it, but I mean, if we got to do it, we got to do it.
Coach was saying, Coach Petrino said that, you know, he was based on calls he made, plays he may call this week, that sometimes it's hard for pass rushers to get their footing.
Yeah, because it's a lot of slipping going on. We try to bend the corner, get around the edge.
So, I mean, is that a challenge for you this week?
Yes, it is. But I mean, we got to overcome it either way.
NC State's quarterback Brissett hasn't thrown a pick all year. What would it mean for this defense to be the one to get us first?
I mean, that'll be big for us. I mean, that's what we're hard on: turnovers, interception, fumbles, whatever we can. We just got to get one.
You guys talk about how big this game is, stepping back into conference and all that?
Yes, we do. We do. We need this one. We know we do. The whole team, the environment. We know we need this one.
Keith, what did, yeah, I mean, they have not played, I guess, as challenging a schedule as you guys have, and they're 4-0 and you guys are 1-3. Do you like the way that the schedule is set up for you guys, or
Yeah.
would you have liked to have come in 4-0 and played some not as tough teams, or what?
I mean, of course, we'd like to come in 4-0, but the competition, that's nothing. Like, we like playing Auburn. We like playing those teams. We just had to do what we got to do.
Do you think that the record that you guys have has got maybe people?
I mean, some people may
sleeping
be,
on you. Or
some
what?
people may be fooled, but we know what we have. We know our coach. We trust our coach. We trust our team. So we know what we got.
Good luck.